is a dream, time like a stream carries our burdens away. Never despair, joys everywhere. Love can befriend you today. Free from all care, like birds on the air, soar above griefs and worries, seek joy and be gay. Often on earth, things of great worth, worldly ambitions defy. Sometimes a friend helps us ascend up from life's cares to the sky. Love is a star, though shining afar. It can guide us and help us toward light to draw nigh.
Life is a dream, time like a stream carries our burdens away. Never despair, joys everywhere. Love can befriend you today. Free from all care, like birds on the air, soar above griefs and worries, seek joy and be gay. Often on earth, things of great worth, worldly ambitions defy. Sometimes a friend helps us ascend up from life's cares to the sky. Love is a star, though shining afar. It can guide us and help us toward light to draw nigh. Love is a star, though shining afar. It can guide us and help us toward light to draw nigh.
A very interesting story is the story of his birth at Bethlehem, and the star that the wise men followed. They followed it eastward. But in fact, they were coming from the east. How would they follow it eastward to come west? There are certain little subtle hints there. If people would pay attention, what they were really seeing was the star in the spiritual eye. The outer ring of the spiritual eye is the golden ring representing the astral world. The blue inside is the Christ consciousness representing the causal world. And the star in the center represents the consciousness of God himself. And we are a manifestation of that to a larger extent than most people can imagine. The spiritual eye is really a reflection of the medulla oblongata. The ego is centered in the medulla, and that's why when people flatter you, you say, you feel good. Or when you see a rock star, all his ego is here. When a person becomes enlightened, he feels his self-consciousness centered here. So when you look at the spiritual eye, or you look at this area of the spiritual eye, where do you look from? Do you look downward from the brain, upward from the body? No, you should be concentrated in the medulla, looking from that point toward the spiritual eye. And the more you become absorbed in that, the more you begin to realize that that is where your center of consciousness is. A master is like a human being, a normal human being, but everything he does, here is where his sense of self is. And the more deep you go on the path, the more you feel yourself becoming centered here. you'll first of all feel a lot of joy and a lot of love here, and gradually you'll feel yourself drawn up here. The more drawn you become, the less ego consciousness you have. And we need, we need to completely become centered there. Then a channel opens up to the top of the head. And they say that an enlightened soul goes out through the top of his head. Sometimes they'll even see a break in the skull here, to indicate that the soul has escaped from that point. But you can't reach this point except through the spiritual eye. So the truth of it is that this is the seventh chakra, but this masquerades as the seventh chakra temporarily until you've completely brought your sense of self here, and then you direct it upward toward the spiritual eye.
Welcome again, everybody. What a wonderful talk by Swamiji. I'd like to start with a brief reading. These are Swamiji's words. First, he's quoting from the Bible. Jesus in Matthew says, "The light of the body is the eye. If therefore thine eye be single, thy whole body shall be full of light." The vision of the inner light comes in deep meditation. It is beheld in the center of the forehead between the eyebrows. This is why saints in ecstasy are so often depicted gazing upward. An enlightened saint lives consciously in that light. In mystical tradition, this is called the single eye, the third eye, or in yoga teachings, the spiritual eye. The two eyes of the body behold the world with dual vision and therefore in relativity. The eye of the soul, however, beholds all things as belonging to the soul reality, God. It is seen as a ring of golden light surrounding a field of intense deep blue. In the center of that light shines a brilliant silvery white star. When the deeply meditating devotee is able to enter the golden light, he perceives the veil of space that separates the material universe from the astral universe. He beholds heaven and its angels. With even deeper meditation, he is able actually to enter those heavenly realms. Meditating still more deeply, he enters the blue field. Here he experiences an even subtler level of divine manifestation, the causal realms, as it is known, where the thoughts were formed out of which heaven and earth were projected. The star in the center of the spiritual eye represents the kingdom of God. By passing consciously through that star, the devotee soars beyond creation into infinite bliss. This finally is cosmic consciousness. And we know when we meditate, we keep our gaze up like you're looking at a distant mountain. In that level with the eyes, it's a level of super consciousness, of higher awareness, of higher perception, of inspiration, of upliftment. When our eyes, when we're doing what we're doing like now, work or analyzing or thinking or whatever, our eyes are at a level of the conscious level. The conscious level is when the eyes are straight. When the eyes looking straight ahead, I want to say, when the eyes are down, it's more of a dreamy, a sleepy. In sleep, our eyes are focused downward. But in meditation and in daily life, as we want to keep a contact with the divine, we should keep our gaze upward. And so that's what the topic is of today. When you think of the different masters, you think of Babaji, Lahiri Mahashaya. In the autobiography of a yogi, there was several, the levitating saint, several yogis. So you see their eyes are focused upward. In the Catholic tradition, there were many saints who were depicted in deep states with their eyes turned upward. And children and Garabandal and Fatima and Lourdes and different places who were said to have had visions of the Divine Mother, their eyes are focused upward. And so this is a natural state. It's not something that we have to try to do. When you go deeper and deeper in meditation, there's a deeper focus inward and upward at that point between the eyebrows, at the spiritual eye. And so this is a natural place where we want to look. There's also a feeling there. There's a pulling or a drawing in or a tingling. There's a vibration, even if you don't see anything. And that feeling of upliftment is there. If you just, even all day long, you can have that feeling. You don't have to go around with your eyes turned up, but your consciousness should be uplifted. It should be focused upward. It's like being in the world, but not of the world. And Master taught the monks to always keep their focus upward at the spiritual eye. And so it's not something we do later, or I don't feel like doing it. It is the yogic state. The yogi feels the energy upward, moving upward, and that makes the eyes go upward. Or the awareness is upward. Not that you're walking around with your eyes up, but your perception, your reality, your awareness, it's uplifted. You're uplifted. And if you can try to keep the gaze and the energy, the vibration, the focus more and upward, not downward, not pulling down, not central, not heavy, but light and free and uplifted, you'll find it's a wonderful feeling. This is the link with God and the gurus. And the thing is, it's a beautiful statement from the Bible, because it says, if thine eye, the single eye, if the eye be single, the whole body will be filled with light. And Master would look at the disciples and say, I see you all as light. You don't know how beautiful you are. That's who we are. Who are we otherwise? We're not these personalities and I'm this lifetime, I'm an Indian, I'm American, I'm a woman, I'm a man. We are that light. And the more we can meditate on that light and become bathed in that light, the more we'll really, really see it and become one with it. So the goal of looking upward and being there, focusing there in meditation and feeling that in during the day, trying to keep that, is that more and more we're trying to become what we see, become what we feel, become the light. As Master said that he saw that. And when Master was with Dr. Lewis, and Doctor asked him about that quote in the Bible. And he said, I've asked many people what this means. Do you know what this means? If thine eye be single, thy whole body shall be filled with light. Master said, I think so. And he said, have you seen the light he's talking about there? Master said, I think so. And he said, can you show it to me? And Master said, I think so. And so he didn't, I mean, he said, I think so, in a humble way, but he had seen it. He was the light. Let's face it. He didn't have to see it. He had become. He said, I killed Yogananda long ago. And so as we look there more and more, we become the light. So Master told Dr. Lewis, sit down in front of him, cross-legged on the floor. Master brought his forehead to Dr. Lewis' forehead. And he didn't bring out the Gita and the Bible and start preaching and teaching. He just put his forehead on Dr. Lewis's forehead. And Doctor immediately saw the golden ring, the blue field, silvery white star. And he was just, he went into a divine state. And then Master also showed him the light of the Saraswati chakra. He said he saw as if there was bubbling lights there. And the point is honestly, it's not enough to see. We have to start, this is the meditation part, not when you're at work at your desk, but we have to start going into what we see, what we feel, what the experience is, going into the golden ring, which becomes a tunnel of golden light, and then going into the blue field and bathing yourself in that vibration, and then trying to merge into, go through the silvery white star. This is the aim of looking at the spiritual eye. And then we bring whatever we have felt from our meditation, we continue that, and we have that in our life. And it should show on your face. It should show in your eyes. It should be a bright aura. There should be light shining within you and all around you. And when that light comes, it like is attracting like. And so if you're filled with light, that means it says your whole body will be filled with light. That's a profound statement. Not just you have a little speck of light here, but we bless here and discipleship, Kriya, the satsang blessing too, and try to open the door of the spiritual eye. It's not just you want to put a dot there for nothing. It's that it's telling us to keep our focus there at the point between the eyebrows. Really, that's where we really live. I can say we should live. It's definitely the possibility. And as I'm talking to you, my energy is up here. Yes, I'm focusing there, but I'm also, my energies, it's not going down, it's going up. And so as you do that more and more, you'll find that it's the link with God and the gurus. The gurus talk to you through the spiritual eye. They're guiding you through the spiritual eye. They're directing your life through the spiritual eye. They're trying to meet you, greet you, embrace you, love you. And through the spiritual eye, it's just such a wonderful thing. They're giving you joy. If you can, in meditation, which of the practice, Kriya, Hangsa, Om, you're just drawing the joy from Master's spiritual eye to yours. You're drawing bliss, you're drawing light, you're drawing peace, ultimately you have to draw the guru into you. And how does that happen? It doesn't come through your hands, it comes through the spiritual light. And so as we keep the focus and not just sit doing nothing, it's a draw of that consciousness into us from Master's spiritual eye, just like you did with Dr. Lewis. Why did that story is so profound, and people know it because Master wanted people to know it. That's what he does with the disciple. And if we can just keep that focus there, and you find that your discrimination is better, your decisions are better, your things that you need come to you, people come into your life, maybe finances are better, maybe your health gets better, but it all has to be centered at the point between the eyebrows. That's we should be living there all the time. This is the point of my life. This is the point where I connect with my guru. And my guru connects me with Divine Mother at the spiritual eye and through the spiritual eye. And so it's not that you sit and you kind of sleepy, dreamy, and your eyes are all over the place. You've got to keep the focus there. Then when you go into your work, you go into your day, keep the focus there. There's a wonderful affirmation I want to share with you now, but I was remembering Master said when he was looking for his guru, Swami Shri Teswarji, in the train, he was going to meet him and his little friend Dijin, and Master, they got to the train and he says, my guru's aura is filling the whole train. You just got to feel that you're not just this little body with problems and worries and all. Just feel Master's filling my whole body with his light, with his consciousness, with this super consciousness, with this contact with God. He's filling me because I am connecting with him at the spiritual eye. Some people will understand it, some people won't, but little by little you will. And the more you meditate more deeply, you will, because there's a conscious link, there's a connection, there's a vibration, energy, joy, bliss, light, all coming from God through the guru to the disciple, through the spiritual eye. And that's filling your whole body with light. And when the body's filled with light, you don't get as ill, maybe you don't get ill at all. You don't have as many worries and emotions and problems and difficulties. You can live in darkness or you can live in light. It's up to you. You can step into the light by keeping your focus there, by doing the practices, of course. But this connect with the guru at the spiritual eye is a very, very important part of our practices. Now, this one more thing before I go into that. Yeah, I have the time. That master was, he would energize by just looking at the spiritual eye. I mean, this is like in just daily life. He would just look there and his whole body would be charged with energy. He didn't have to do the exercises, but he did to show us that we need to do them. He would also taste the food through the spiritual eye instead of in the mouth. And these are things that just little things. Try to do it from the spiritual eye. And then he showed how you can come out of pain by focusing at the spiritual eye. If it's a health issue, if it's a mental issue, if it's whatever it is. And there was a time when they were moving at the center, they were moving in Los Angeles, a wishing well, and it hit one or fell on Master's foot, and it broke his foot, actually. And he was in excruciating pain. But he chose that moment to say, now, wait, I'm going to show you. If I lift my consciousness up, I won't feel the pain. Now, this is an incredible story. And it's an incredible example. And it's something we've got to remember. Where is your consciousness? What level are you on? And so he lifted his consciousness up to the spiritual eye, and they could see he was just normal. There's no pain. And he said, now I'm going to drop it back down. And he dropped his consciousness from there. Now, him dropping down is much less than where we end up. But he showed them that he felt pain from the wishing well. And then he picked it up and he showed them. And I know Swamiji would go to the dentist without Novocaine, and he would compose music and all. I know he was focused here. He wouldn't feel the pain. And so whatever you're going through, anytime, just know this is home base. It's not the emotions of the heart and various things like that. We have to learn how to live in higher consciousness, higher awareness, super consciousness, at least head in that direction. And you will find that, wow, there's a whole nother reality that we don't really get into very often. And so when we meditate from there, and then take that into your daily life. Now, I want to just do this practice with you. There's an affirmation that's just very beautiful. Let's sit upright. Inhale, tense the body. Exhale, relax. Again, once more. Now lift your gaze. We're not going to go in the position with the eyes crossed. There's no strain. There's no pain. Just lift the gaze up and outward as if you were looking out toward, let's say, a distant mountain. It's very comfortable. It's very natural. It feels good. Keep that position as we do this affirmation. Repeat after me these beautiful words of Master. I am submerged in eternal light. It permeates every particle of my being. I am living in that light. The divine presence fills me within and without. I am submerged in eternal light. It permeates every particle of my being. I am living in that light. The divine presence fills me within and without. More quietly, I am submerged in eternal light. It permeates every particle of my being. I am living in that light. The divine presence fills me within and without. We'll post that so that you can use that. And I'd like to end with a fun story on concentration. Let's just call it the buffalo story. Master would tell this story. While dawn still lingered over the valley, the master would ask the disciple to sit upright in the perfect meditating posture and to listen to his teachings with complete attention. Thus, every day the disciple eagerly devoured the lessons falling from the lips of his master. One day, however, the master noticed that his young disciple was absent-minded and restless. So he gently said to him, "Son, today your mind is not on my words. It seems to be wandering over the hills elsewhere. Pray tell me, what is the reason for your absent-mindedness?" The disciple respectfully replied, "Honored master, I cannot concentrate on your lesson today because my mind is thinking about the newly acquired tame buffalo, which is now grazing on the green verdure of the valley." The guru, instead of scolding the disciple, calmly asked him to retire into his silent chamber, close the door, think of nothing but the buffalo. One day passed. The next morning, the master looked through the little window in the silent chamber where the disciple was still meditating upon the buffalo. The master asked, "Son, what are you doing?" The disciple answered, "Sir, I am grazing with the buffalo in the field. Shall I come to you?" The master replied, "No, son, not yet. Go on grazing with your buffalo." Another day passed. On the third morning, the master again looked through the window of the chamber of silence and inquired, "Beloved child, what are you doing?" The disciple, in a state of ecstasy, replied, "Heavenly master, I behold the buffalo in my room and I am feeding it. Shall I come to you with my buffalo?" The master replied, "Not yet, my son. Go on with the vision of the buffalo and of feeding it." Another 2 days passed, during which the disciple visualized and meditated upon the buffalo. On the fifth day, once again, the guru spoke through the window of the silence chamber, where the disciple was alone in complete ecstasy. "Son, pray tell me, what are you doing now?" The disciple bellowed, imitating the buffalo's voice, "What do you mean? I am the buffalo. I am not your son." To this, the master smilingly retorted, "All right, Mr. Buffalo, you had better come out of the silence chamber." The disciple would not come out. "How can I get out of here? The door is narrow. My horns are too big and my body is too large." At last, his guru said, "Now your concentration has reached the perfect state. When you are able to become one with the object of your study, you can begin now to try to make yourself one with your object of concentration. Concentrate deeply upon God until you feel that you have become one with him. Om Shanti Shanti. Natindra, we have a little time for maybe a couple of questions. Would you like
Yes,
that story?
beautiful, Dhanaji. It was wonderful. So, Dhanaji, just a couple of questions. The first one is, what would help me focus more at the spiritual eye? Because I do tend to lose my concentration. Remembering of your story now, though. For example, does it help to use an eye mask or perhaps knit my eyebrows from time to time so that I refocus at the spiritual eye?
Yeah, I would say both. But mainly it's continuous practice to just every day, just don't let your eyes drop. Yeah, the Om technique certainly helps with that. Different ones of our practices, tensing, relaxing at the chakras really helps. Navi Kriya helps. For those people who have Kriya, you would know that. Jyoti Mudra helps. The more you do the practices, it just comes more naturally. But I think here again, passivity is not the way. Try to go into the spiritual eye. Don't just sit there and say, "Oh, this blue looks nice," Try to enter in. And the other wonderful thing, connect with Guruji. Connect with him there. Just feel his spiritual eye is on mine. He's just feeding me. He's giving me joy. He's giving me calmness. He's giving me love. Just it's a wonderful meditation. Otherwise, just sitting there, what are you doing? You have to make the link and the connect with the guru at the spiritual eye. Just a fabulous practice that I think many people just don't do. They just kind of are vague. Okay,
Thank
then
you, Dhyanji. Yeah, just one last question, Dhyanji. So how long does it usually take to start focusing deeply at the spiritual eye in meditation? And I mean, you said that I need to go deep. So is when I see something, then what should I do when that depth comes?
go into it, enjoy it, follow the joy, and follow the vibration and follow the light. It's just, you see what I'm saying? It's active. It's not passive. It's directive. You're heading in the right direction. And how long does it take? It depends on you and your own karma and the things that block you. Master said most people don't see anything or hear anything because they're so focused outwardly on seeing things and hearing things. And so you get more silent, have some silent time, have time when you're not watching the social media or television or movies, and you start experiencing, wow, there's a whole inner life. Like that song, Life is a Dream. Everything around is a dream. The real life is going on inside. So you have to start shutting down the pulls and the attachments and the desires, and you understand. So you just can't suddenly, and I'm seeing the light. Divine Mother will give you sometimes just an experience just to get you faith or get you on the path, but you have to put your own effort into it. And I think there's a lot of talking going on, too much talking, too much socializing, too much TV, too much going out to the shopping mall. I mean, you have to go in the right direction, and try your best, but try to pull back some. Just keep pulling back, not, jumping in more. The yogi pulls back more. You don't keep jumping in more and more. And as you do that, your meditations are more calm. When there's calmness, there's more light. When there's peace, there's typically more light. If there's agitation and emotions, it's just not, you can't, I mean, it's like a lake there's ripples. You can't, if there's no ripples, it's like a mirror, isn't it? And you can see yourself there. But if there's a lot of ripples, you can't see anything but the ripples. So most people's minds are just, and the thing is, you keep making it more agitated. You've got to pull back. To have deep experiences inwardly, you have to pull back on the outer things that are agitating you. Understand? So just, do less of it. I'm not saying cut everything off, but just one step back, another step back. You'll find the inner life starts really opening up then. Okay? Okay. God bless you all. Bye-bye. Have a nice day. Thank you, Natindra. Bye-bye.